years old.
All I said is your father is dead.
You want to sit there and cry and you a grown man?
Some days I sit up here, Miss Christian, I'm ready to fight for y'all.
If that's your
I
daughter,
tried several times to have her to
she
move
say
in with
I
me.
am.
What made you go pick her up?
I was still trying to build a relationship.
No, you shouldn't have done this.
You had such a difficult relationship.
If you want a picture of your son, you get it from Facebook.
Who their parent is as well.
When they like 2 months or 3 months.
All right, folks, today we have Miss Christian, who is on a mission to prove that Mr. Christian is her biological father. She's had his last name her whole life, but he's been in and out of her life like a yo-yo. Will she finally get the closure she's been searching for? Let's find out.
Opened your case hoping the court will grant you a paternity test so you can prove to the defendant that he is your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim that up until recently, you were told that Mr. Christian is your father, and you need the test to gain closure. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Christian, you say there is no need for a DNA test because you know you are not the plaintiff's father.
Miss Christian, with her fierce determination, came into the courtroom ready to spill all the tea. She's tired of feeling alone and wants to know her true identity. Can we get an amen for some closure, people?
Why should the court grant this DNA test?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, I have his last name. So how can I not be his child if I still have his last name?
Tell the court how this has impacted your life, Miss Christian.
I mean, I feel alone. I don't have any dad side of the family. I never had a father in my life. How can you say you're not my father when you've been in and out of my life since I was little and I still carry your last name? I don't get that.
And here comes Mr. Christian, looking all emotional and teary-eyed. But hold up, he claims he's not the father. Oh, the plot thickens. This court better buckle up because it's about to get real. Miss Christian is not holding back. She's questioning Mr. Christian's commitment, pointing out that he's been in and out of her life since she was little, and she still carries his last name. Boom, mic drop.
Kind of contrary. I was in the streets. We were both in the streets, but
And why does that make you emotional, sir?
because me and her mother were like Bonnie and Clyde. We were doing what we did together, whether it was right or whether it was wrong. And when she got pregnant for the first time, I signed up for that child, not knowing if that child was mine.
Mr. Christian, on the other hand, is trying to explain his side of the story. He admits to a tumultuous past with Miss Christian's mom, but claims he never felt a connection or bond with her. Oh, the drama is heating up, people.
Again, unless I knew the facts, unless I knew it to be true.
Well, how convenient. His mother
right.
claims me. His whole family claims me. I don't know this woman. She only been in his life for 3 years. I'm 26 years old. What can you say about this situation? I'm the innocent person in this situation. You want to sit there and cry and you a grown man? And I've been going through all this? I'm the innocent person. I got a baby on the way.
Calm down.
I need to know who my family is.
You're right.
Auntie Rhonda, Ms. Christian's fierce supporter, steps in to drop some truth bombs. She spills the beans about Mr. Christian, accepting Ms. Christian as his own in the past. Whoa, talk about a roller coaster of emotions. Hold up, folks. Auntie Rhonda drops a bombshell. She reveals that Ms. Christian had to search for her father at the tender age of 7. Can you imagine the pain and confusion she must have felt? This is getting intense.
I introduced them.
You did.
Yes, I was going with one of his family members. I introduced them. And first of all, he was claiming her, taking care of her, doing stuff for her. So you're not claiming her because you got a new wife?
So hold on,
Thank
you're
you.
saying that when Miss Christian was born, Mr. Christian was taking care of her like she was his child?
Exactly what I'm saying, Your
Accepting
Honor.
her?
Basically
Yes.
like a deadbeat father.
The tension is thick in the courtroom as Ms. Christian confronts Mr. Christian about his lack of commitment. She's demanding answers and wants to know why he keeps coming in and out of her life. Can we get some tissues in here?
I have always, because I know a lot, I know too much, and I kept stuff from her. I didn't want her to know stuff. It was stuff that, because I'm aunties, so I protected her from all that. But I knew where he was at. He was out there busy doing other things, so he didn't have no time for no kid.
I was living with his mother when I went back to try to get my high school diploma.
Exactly.
And this
Yeah.
is why, this
And
is the
that's
main
because we
reason
picked
why
you
I'm
up
here
first.
now.
You got nothing to do with this.
Because they
You
kicked
can't
me
speak on
out.
nothing.
Mr. Christian drops a bombshell of his own. He claims there was a faulty blood test years ago that indicated he wasn't the father. Wait, what? Faulty blood tests? This is a whole new level of drama, people.
Yes, I was paying insurance and child support for her.
Not that
You
I
were.
knew of. I never heard
Well,
of that.
He was paying
Well-
child support for you.
But I don't see how you could pay child support for a child that you said you had a blood test for. Oh, let's bring that up.
So wait, there was a blood test taken at some
This
point?
is what was said, and my mom said it was faulty. He was supposed to come back and take another blood test, and he never came back. So if there was a blood test, that wasn't me. It was faulty.
We can't ignore this bombshell, folks. We have to bring in the expert, Dr. Michael Baird, Chief Science Officer at DNA Diagnostics, to shed some light on this mysterious blood test. Will he confirm or debunk Mr. Christian's claims? We're about to find out.
So with that said, I want to reach out to Dr. Michael Baird, who is the Chief Science Officer at DNA Diagnostics, and I believe he's on the line. Dr. Baird, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Dr. Baird, we have a situation here that I have never heard of. The defendant is saying that he read in a result that he was 99.
Dr. Baird has spoken, people. He's never seen a result like this before. It's either a 0% probability of paternity or a 99.8% probability of not being the father. The suspense is killing us.
Do you feel differently about what you potentially read?
It's to my recollection, with them canceling the child support and stuff like that for her, that they came to the same conclusion that I wasn't the father.
So at some point, the child support was...
The courtroom is buzzing with emotions as the truth hangs in the balance. Will Ms. Christian finally get the closure she's been searching for? Will Mr. Christian's claims be proven true? We're about to find out, folks.
This is difficult. I mean, you are a young woman who's grown up without the love, the commitment, and the consistent support of your father, and have had to live through so much. What are your hopes? If I order this paternity test, are you hoping that Mr. Christian is your biological
The only reason
father?
I hope so because I have a relationship with his family. And I want my daughter to have that relationship with his family. I still want that relationship with his family.
After a nail-biting wait, the moment has arrived. The DNA results are in and the tension is palpable. Will Ms. Christian's dreams be shattered or will she finally get the answer she's been longing for? Oh, the anticipation is killing us.
Mr. Christian, you are not the father.
Oh, we glad too.
I'll punch her right.
No.
Calm down, cause I got some.
Who was clapping?
She was clapping. She clapping and laughing like a.
Listen, Jerome, get her, Jerome. Miss Christian,
You pregnant? You pregnant? It don't
so
matter.
precious, look at me.
Our case today is Page versus Sutton, and it's a doozy. Mr. Page is claiming that his ex-fiancée cheated on him and took off to another state with their son. But wait, it gets even crazier. Miss Sutton also has a 2-year-old daughter, and she's not sure if Mr. Page or her current husband is the father. Talk about a tangled web.
You claim your ex-fiancée and the mother of your 3-year-old son cheated on you and then took your son to another state to marry the man she cheated with. Now you say Miss Sutton also has a 2-year-old daughter whom she claims is yours, even though her husband has been raising her as his own. You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to determine whether or not the child in question is in fact your daughter.
Oh, the drama. Mr. Page spills the beans right off the bat, claiming his ex-fiancée cheated on him and ran off with their son. Can you imagine the heartbreak? But hold on to your seats, because Miss Sutton admits to having sex with both men around the same time. Yikes.
Did you and your ex-fiancé break up?
You would never believe what happened. My ex-fiancée, Alicia, cheated on me and moved to another state with my son. And then
So wait, back up for a second, Mr. Page.
Can I start?
You're together.
we was together, Your Honor.
You're engaged.
Yes.
And then you found out she was cheating.
Yes. She
Tell me
started
about
like this.
this.
She say,
Host, the tension is palpable as we dive into the nitty-gritty details. Mr. Page is pouring his heart out, sharing how devastated he was when he found out about the cheating. And Miss Sutton, well, she's not holding back either. She's got her own side of the story, claiming Mr. Page was never there for her emotionally. Drama, drama, drama.
I went to the room. When I went to my room, and I bust out crying because I loved her so much with all my heart.
But before that, you had no
didn't have
inclination
no
that she
idea.
may be cheating?
Yes, Your Honor, because I loved her so much. I would 10-hour day, 10-hour shift a day to take care and support my family, my household, everything, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's what I get out of a cheater.
Oh boy, things are heating up. Mr. Page accuses Miss Sutton of being a cheater, while she fires back with claims of his own infidelity. It's a he said, she said battle, and we're here for every juicy word.
He's working,
Happy at first.
and you start getting information that suggests that he's out doing some
Even
things
though
he
I'm
shouldn't
not
be
just
doing.
gonna believe girls or what they say, but your own male friends are telling me this.
Okay.
That you're hanging out with.
Yes, I did hand that,
So
Your Honor.
why-
What did they tell you?
Oh
what
my
did they
God,
tell
man.
you specifically?
Okay, your fiance is my homeboy or whatever, but I don't like the way what he doing. He's in other girls' face and all that stuff.
Are
I
you
said, okay.
serious?
Hold on to your hats, folks. Miss Sutton drops a bombshell. She reveals that she cheated on Mr. Page with her current husband, Mr. Cooper. Can you believe it? This love triangle just got even more tangled.
Just one.
One tear
Oh
just
my
dropped.
God.
I promise you. A tear dropped in my eyes.
feel
My
like
heart felt like it was upon my hand. That's how I know that the love I have for her
Really?
was over. I should not hear from another man what you done to my ex-fiancée.
I want to get to this point where you two are in this relationship and you find out that you're pregnant, Miss
Yes.
Sutton. Now, take me there.
The tension reaches its peak as Mr. Page confronts Mr. Cooper about the affair. Oh, the emotions are running high. Mr. Cooper insists that the 2-year-old girl is his, while Mr. Page is left feeling betrayed and hurt. This is intense.
I'm taking care of my son. You know, money come every week.
Wow, money. He was providing the money. He was there.
Your man provided money with what job?
He was there.
All right, so these are pictures that Miss Sutton, you posted of Mr. Page's son with the guy you cheated on him with.
Yes, she did.
My husband, yes.
I asked her for a picture of my son, a professional picture.
What is
she
the
told me
picture
that.
gonna do?
She told me that like this.
The moment of truth has arrived, and it's time for the DNA results. Mr. Page, Miss Sutton, and Mr. Cooper anxiously await their fate. Will Mr. Page be the father of the 2-year-old girl? Will Miss Sutton's marriage survive this scandal? It's time to find out.
Mr. Page, you are her father. No emotion, what are you feeling?
I always want a precious daughter. That's my first daughter in the family. And I'm gonna love her and raise her.
I see you feeling very emotional.
He's
not going to see them because you don't believe he will show?
Yes.
Or he's not going to see them because you won't allow?
No, I allow. I'm not going to keep no child from their father. I'm not going to do that.
All right, folks, today we have a case that's all about secrets, lies, and a whole lot of drama. We've got Ms. Alston here, who is trying to prove to Mr. Holmes that he is her biological father. But hold on to your seats, because it turns out there's another man in the picture. Let's dive right in and find out what went down.
The defendant, Mr. Holmes, whom you first met at the age of 15, that you are his biological daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Holmes, you say there's no way she's your child, and today the DNA will prove your case. You say her biological father is David Alston, the man who is on her birth certificate and paid child support for her. So, Ms. Alston, tell us how you first found out the defendant might be your father.
So, Ms. Alston tells us that she grew up believing that Mr. Holmes was her dad. I mean, his name was even on her birth certificate. But then, one day, her mom drops a bombshell and says, hey, guess what? Mr. Holmes might not be your real dad. Can you imagine the shock? I can't even deal.
This is your dad's brother. So I proceeded to meet the family, which is my younger brother, my grandmother, aunts and uncles, and they embraced me like if they knew me from day one. So I have always assumed that Mr. Alston was my dad because his name was on my birth certificate. But at 15, she told me that Mr. Holmes can be my dad. He's always been a father figure to me since from day one, even with the doubt.
Mr. Holmes, you don't believe she's your biological child?
Now, Mr. Holmes, on the other hand, is not convinced. He's like, hold up. This girl's mom was a fast one back in the day. Apparently, they had a little fling, and then bam, she drops the bombshell 15 years later. Talk about a plot twist, am I right?
This is your dad's brother. So I proceeded to meet the family, which is my younger brother, my grandmother, aunts and uncles, and they embraced me like if they knew me from day one. So I have always assumed that Mr. Alston was my dad because his name was on my birth certificate. But at 15, she told me that Mr. Holmes can be my dad. He's always been a father figure to me since from day one, even with the doubt.
Mr. Holmes, you don't believe she's your biological child?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
But here's where it gets even more interesting, folks. Ms. Alston's mom introduces her to another man, Mr. Alston, who she claims could be her real dad. And get this, when Ms. Alston meets Mr. Alston's family, they embrace her like she's been a part of the family all along. Can you say drama with a capital D?
I have abandonment issues from Mr. Alston, so it actually felt welcoming. It felt like I had a father who wants to love me for me, so it felt wonderful.
So what was your relationship like with Mr. Alston? Explain that.
Your Honor, I hate to say this, but I hate him. I do, because he abandoned me and left me.
So when you say Mr. Alston abandoned you, did you try to have a relationship with him and he rejected you? How did he abandon you?
Now, Mr. Holmes isn't buying any of it. According to him, there's no way she's his child. He even brings up the fact that he didn't even know Ms. Alston existed until 15 years later. Ouch. Can you imagine finding out you have a child after all those years? That's some serious shock value right there.
What do you have to add to this situation? What do you know about what's going on here?
Well, her mother came to me first and said that Donna was my son's child. So I told John, I said, John, Donna is my grandchild.
And when her mother told you this, did she say or mention that there could also be other possible fathers?
No, she never admitted that to me. She just told me my son was Donna's father.
But hold on, folks, because we've got Mr. Alston in the house. He's here to defend himself and claim his rightful spot as Miss Alston's dad. Oh boy, the tension in this courtroom is off the charts. Let the showdown begin.
Do you have any inkling as to why your mother said one man was your father, then another man?
No, Your
Did
Honor,
she ever give you a reason?
She never did.
Did you ever ask her?
No. I never asked.
So you just
when she told me and I met Miss Jenny, when they took me in as a family, I just ran with it because she said he was my dad.
Did you run with it because you had such a difficult relationship with Mr. Alston?
Ms. Alston pours her heart out, telling the court how she tried to have a relationship with Mr. Alston, but he just wasn't there for her. She even says she hates him. Ouch, that's gotta sting. But Mr. Alston fires back, saying he tried to be there for her, but she only ever asked for money. Talk about a family feud.
But he's never been a dad to me. He's never been a dad. I don't recall no phone calls.
But she said she tried to have a relationship with you and you rejected her.
No,
Yes.
when I moved, what happened is when I moved away, when I got remarried, it seemed like all that, that's when the anger started coming through. But then when I get these phone calls, it's all about money. Money, 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 money.
And just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, Mr. Alston drops a bombshell of his own. He reveals that he just found out about Ms. Alston a year ago. Can you believe it? 16 years of not knowing you have a child, and then bam, your whole world gets turned upside down. This is like a soap opera, folks.
Her mother, I mean, this is your daughter. When you and her mother broke up, why was it you didn't make an effort or make it a priority to still be in her life? What happened to this relationship?
I was in her life up until I left. And I left in 1999.
But what about after you left?
After I left, I came up back and forth. And I used to come to Maryland back and forth. And when I come over there, I do go see her. And I wanted Donna to move in with me when she was about 7 years old.
But wait, there's more. We've got Mr. Holmes' mom, Ms. Peterson, taking the stand. She's here to spill some tea and shed some light on this whole situation. According to her, Ms. Alston's mom told her that Mr. Holmes was the father. Talk about a plot twist within a plot twist. This case just keeps on giving.
It shouldn't even matter if you know deep down in your heart, man. You should never. That's why I feel the way I feel, man. You a claimer, but yeah, you don't want to have nothing to do with it. If that's your daughter,
I tried several times to have her to move in.
She say I am. If you know for sure deep down in your heart, you don't turn her away, man.
I didn't turn her away. When she was sick, all the way up to high school, I wanted her to move in with me.
All right, folks, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. The DNA results are in, and it's time to find out who the real father is. Drum roll, please. The suspense is overwhelming, and we're finally about to get the truth.
Mr. Alston, you are not Miss Alston's father.
Why she do that?
Lord have mercy.
You still my grandbaby.
Oh my God.
Sit her down, man.
Oh my God.
Sit down, Miss. Oh,
wow.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry, Miss Alston.
All right, let's jump right into it. Meet Dustin Hoyer, a young man who grew up in foster care and has been on a relentless quest to find his biological father. But here's the twist. His alleged father, James Horn, tragically passed away, and his family has rejected him. Can you believe it? Poor Dustin just wants to find his place in the world and have a family. Let's see if the DNA test results can finally give him the answers he's been searching for.
Mr. Hoyer, after 14 years of being in foster care, you desperately searched for your father. Sadly, that search ended when you learned that your alleged father, Mr. James Horn, was tragically killed. To make matters worse, you claim his family rejected you, and so you're here today to prove to them that you are indeed his son and finally have a family.
Hold on to your seats, folks, because things are about to get intense. On Dustin's 23rd birthday, he stumbles upon a shocking revelation. His mom's new boyfriend drops a bombshell and claims that Dustin's father is none other than James Horn. Can you imagine the emotions running through Dustin's mind at that moment? It's like a plot twist straight out of a soap opera.
You say you're hoping to build a better relationship with him today by truthfully answering the court's questions in an effort to determine the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
You admit you are unsure who fathered your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Hoyer, please share, what was it like growing up without a father?
Your Honor, it was like hell growing up without a father. I was taken away when I was 3 and 9.
Determined to uncover the truth, Dustin seeks out James Horn's family. He meets his alleged uncle, who takes one look at Dustin's hands and exclaims, "You do have our hands." Can you believe it? Hands. Who knew hands could be so important in determining paternity? But hold on, not everyone in the family is convinced. Some say Dustin doesn't look anything like James Horn. The tension is building, and we're just getting started.
One of the men that potentially could be your father.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did you learn that?
A couple months ago. It was my 23rd birthday. I went to my mom's house just to go say hi, and her new boyfriend was like, "You look like your father," which stopped me right there in my tracks. So I was like, "Wait, you know my father?" He was like, "Yeah, your father is James Horn."
And this was the first person that had looked at you and said, "You look just like him."
Yes, Your Honor, and I actually have a photo here.
Jerome, may I see that, please?
Now here's where things take a dramatic turn. Dustin's mom, Miss Gentry drops a bombshell of her own. She reveals that Dustin might not be James Horn's son after all. Apparently, there was another man in the picture, but she kept it a secret all these years. Can you believe the secrets this family has been hiding? It's like a never-ending soap opera.
He is your father, and you went searching for his family.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you find his family?
My older brother lives next door to my alleged father's brother, and he went over and asked my alleged uncle about the name, James Horn, and he was like, yes, that's my brother. So my adopted brother came and got me, took me over to his neighbors.
The alleged family isn't having it. They're adamant that Dustin is not biologically related to them. They even kick him out of the house when he first shows up at their doorstep. Talk about a cold welcome. But hey, Dustin remains hopeful and just wants to find a family that will accept him for who he is. We're rooting for you, Dustin.
My parents, they never accepted biracial relationships, never. So we kept it a secret. We were really in love.
Had you planned to marry?
Yes, we did, Your Honor.
Did he feel like it would be an issue with his family?
Somewhat.
So, Miss Porter, do you feel like it would have been an issue?
The tension in the courtroom is palpable as Dustin, his mom, and the alleged family face off. Miss Porter, James Horn's sister, is not holding back. She's throwing accusations left and right, claiming that Dustin's mom lied about everything. This is getting intense, folks. We can't wait to see what happens next.
Because he will get what's coming to him.
Why not? I always be his mother.
You might always be the mother, but you're not a mama. A mama. Sorry, Your Honor, but this is a lot on my chest. It's a story to tell that I want the world to know. How this woman did his child right here when he could have been at our household. He could have been with us if he was the child.
You didn't want him then, and you sure now don't want him now.
That's what you think.
It's time for the moment of truth, people. The DNA test results are in, and they will determine once and for all if James Horn is Dustin's biological father. Will Dustin finally get the family he's been longing for, or will his hopes be shattered? We're on the edge of our seats here, folks. Oh my goodness, the tension is unbearable. The judge is about to reveal the results, and everyone is holding their breath. Will there be tears of joy or tears of heartbreak? We can't even imagine what Dustin must be feeling right now. This is it, folks. Brace yourselves.
Mr. Horn is not likely your biological father.
See, son, you shouldn't have done this.
No, you shouldn't have done this.
Excuse me. You should have been, honest with me from the get-go.
Ms. Gentry, I know